City as Canvas, Graffiti Art from the Martin Wong Collection recently opened at the Museum of the City of New York. This exhibition features many great works of art donated by the late artist and collector Martin Wong.
We're here to view the exhibition City as Canvas, which is the collection of Martin Wong. We're seeing what I think of as a capsule collection that encompasses the period of the early 70s to the mid 80s. What you're seeing are some of the early forays into making the transition from painting the public, painting trains, painting walls, into making our early paintings. So it's kind of an important document of New York history from that period.
The exhibit we have here at the Museum of the City of New York is extremely important. It cements us clearly as contemporary art, as a vital part of New York history. In the last quarter of the 20th century, we have become, something to be reckoned with. The beginnings of the street art movement can be seen right here in this place. These are our early paintings that we did when the transition from the subway trains went above ground into the galleries in the early 80s. A lot of this work is very authentic, like you could have peeled it off a subway train, and some of it is not. Some of it is, clearly moving on into a different kind of a realm.
In New York City in the 70s, you had a very tragic situation of flight from the city of industry and families that could move away from New York and left huge areas of the city in ruin, basically empty ruins throughout the South Bronx, throughout the Lower East Side, Brooklyn. These empty buildings were tragic to the families in these neighborhoods. But for a burgeoning art and music movement, they were, in some sense, a kind of playground, because anything goes in an area such as that. And it allowed people to plug into the lampposts and give free parties on the block. There was very little police supervision in those days. The subways were in such ragged shape that it was a kind of space into which artists moved and musicians moved, and hip-hop was really born in the 70s to fill that vacuum.
Definitely on the same parallels of the jazz movement, and obviously as well as the jazz movement itself, which was a very underground, very heartfelt thing, it was accepted in other venues and other continents before it got returned back to the source, and people were able to adapt and extract things out of it that was like, wow, it's relevant, with our point in time.
I think it's a tribute to the energy that all of us had to pull it off, actually, to not just take the city over, at some point, in the 70s, we just owned this shit. It was like, city had no money, they couldn't clean trains, kids just took over, and it took the system over. And, I don't think I'll ever get no matter where I see my work in the future, or I have seen my work in the past, nothing will capture the powerful feeling I had seeing my train running through the city.
We, as a group of young people, were trying to rewrite, the soundtrack of our youth. When we were kids, we didn't really fully understand or grasp what we were doing or what was happening, but at the same time, we were extremely passionate, because irrespective of all the obstacles that we faced, we continued to do what it was that we wanted to do.
The Museum of the City of New York is located at 1220 Fifth Avenue in East Harlem, New York City. This exhibition will be on display until August 24th, 2014. You do not want to miss it. This is Illumide for Illumide Presents.